Good morning, folks. Ari here from Direct Auto Outlet in Fair Oaks, California. I have this gorgeous 2001 BMW 325i sedan for you today. This is a very special vehicle. The reason it is very special is mostly just because of its condition, its upkeep, and its low miles. This is a 2001. It is a one-owner vehicle, one Northern California owner all of its life who has taken beautiful care of this vehicle. Has a clean Carfax history report showing no accidents and no damage since brand new. Has a clean California title, obviously. This vehicle has just over 93,000 original miles, and it just couldn't be any nicer than it is. Exterior, brilliant silver metallic paint, just shines like brand new. Interior is clean and free from any rips, cracks, pet hair, smoke odor, or damage. Air conditioning is blowing ice cold. Vehicle runs smooth and runs strong. Shifts just as smooth as butter. Engine is strong. It sounds great. Runs beautifully. No dings, no dents, no awkward eyesores. 4 Michelin tires all the way around. Folks, typically if you want to know if you're getting a car that's been loved, just look at the brand of tires or batteries that the owner has put on it. It's not an exact science, but typically when we see Michelin tires on a vehicle, we know the vehicle's been loved. Previous owner could have easily gotten away by putting a cheap set of Chinese brand tires and paid 1/3 as much, but they cared and loved their vehicle way too much to do such a thing. This is a well-optioned 3 Series. It has xenon, bi-xenon headlights, has the Harman Kardon upgraded sound system, leather interior, moonroof. As you can see, even the front here has not been hammered away with rock chips. Most of the times, because these are lower vehicles, the bottom of the front bumpers will grab on those cement blockers in front of parking spots and rip the front bumper apart, or at least very minimum misalign it, which you also do not see here. This vehicle had a very conscious and careful driver who took beautiful care of this vehicle. As you can see, the lines between the fenders and the bumper line up perfectly. All the lines line up perfectly. This is an unmolested, unmodified version of this vehicle. The E46 chassis, which is what this is, which ran in the United States from 1999 through 2005 for the 4 doors and the hardtop coupes, and 2006 for the convertible only, was, in my opinion, the best quality 3 Series you can get. It was the golden era of BMW before they took a dip in quality later on with the next body style. Taking a look at the vehicle, you'll see that it is very clean throughout. Leather seats inside are in beautiful condition. Center console and the armrests here are in beautiful condition. Wood trim throughout, beautiful condition. Steering wheel controls for your cruise control and for your stereo. Headlight switch with your fog light switch. Door panels in beautiful shape. Headliner in gorgeous condition with no drooping. Common problems with these vehicles are their headliners through the A pillar, which is what we would call this, and the B pillars, and then also the C pillars, which are down back further between the back window and the side window door. The headliner material on those 3 areas of this vehicle are the common weak points, which we also do not see on this vehicle as being an issue, but 9 out of 10 times it is. Also, the sunshade for the moonroof oftentimes falls off a track. It's not the case with this particular one. Beautiful condition. Dashboard all in beautiful condition. Map lights, sunroof switches, vanity lights, mirrors. And we'll go ahead and pop the hood while we're here. Taking a look at the back seat, you'll see that it is in great shape. No rips, no cracks, no damage. Wood trim throughout is in beautiful shape. Back seat's in great shape. Door panels all in great shape. Power windows all work. Taking a look at the trunk here, it is quite roomy. You have all of your BMW floor mats that have been steam cleaned and are ready to use with the next owner. And then your toolbox up here contains all of its tools as well. Lots of times these are missing and not present. It's not the case with this vehicle. And your full-size spare tire, yes, full-size spare, when do you see that anymore? And your jack, all present and accounted for. The battery sits right underneath that cover right over here, all accounted for. Battery's in the rear on this vehicle. Harman Kardon sound system. Just absolutely gorgeous vehicle all the way around. The bumpers have not been hammered away. Vehicle does come with both keys and remotes, as well as the wallet key. So technically 3 keys for a 2001 vehicle. For any used vehicle, it's impressive, but especially a 2001 vehicle, to get all 3 keys that originally came with the car present and accounted for is quite a feat. Most people, when they take in their vehicle to trade it in and buy a new vehicle, last thing they are thinking about is, let me take all my keys, books, and manuals with me and give it to the dealership in which I trade in the vehicle. That is the last thing on their mind, folks. As you can imagine, they're more excited about their new vehicle. Books and manuals all accounted for and present. Wood trim throughout in beautiful shape. We'll go ahead and start the car up here so we can listen to the engine. Alright guys, there is your inline 2.5 liter inline 6-cylinder engine, just purring away like brand new. No visible signs of any oil leak from this perspective. Headlights are nice and crystal clear, indicating that the vehicle has been garaged and properly taken care of all of its life. Heat shield all present and accounted for. This engine just purring away like brand new. A lot of times folks are scared and afraid of buying a BMW because of its upkeep and maintenance, and you know, for right reason. These cars are a little bit more finicky. Working on them is a little bit more difficult. Not so much in the case of this vehicle. This is an inline 6-cylinder engine. This cover comes off with just 2 bolts, one right there and one back over there. You have coilover plug, cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All in a row over here. Very easy to work on. You could do tune-ups and services on this car yourself. And then this canister right over here, that is your oil filter canister. Yes, you can just open it up and the paper insert will just slip right in over there. Very easy. Unlike newer BMWs, you do have your dipstick right over here. 2006 on the sedans and coupes, BMW did away with that and made it only accessible with a factory scan tool, so you could not check your own oil level and most likely could not even change it yourself. This vehicle is laid out in a very friendly way. Also, again folks, this was the golden era of BMW where they made all of their best stuff. I'm a big BMW fan and I own several of them myself. I could tell you from experience, the best way to buy a BMW is to find the lowest mileage, cleanest possible specimen out there. Reason for that being is the bills and maintenance and repairs on these can quickly add up. And it is not cheap, especially if you have to take it to a specialist. So if you were to find this vehicle with 180 or 200,000 miles on it, which actually is what most of them have on them nowadays, and you save yourself a couple grand over the vehicle, you can easily put that couple grand right back into repairs and service and maintenance that this vehicle would not need with only 93,000 miles on it. At that point, you would own one with 200,000 miles that after just a short few weeks or few months, you'd have as much invested as what this one would cost to begin with. For this reason and this reason alone, when buying most European cars, especially BMWs, you're best off finding the absolute nicest one to begin with and building that on the foundation of your ownership. Folks, that still does not mean that this is a perfect vehicle by any means, any stretch of the imagination. Any used vehicles would have its quirks, bugs, and things that you would have to work on. This does not mean that you could just put gas in this vehicle and be trouble-free and have no issues whatsoever. 2 issues that I found with this vehicle, which I'll point out for you as well. One is that every once in a while the low coolant light will come on this vehicle. It is a false reading. It does not have low coolant. The low coolant sensor is actually built into the auxiliary coolant tank, which we have replaced in attempts to get rid of that issue. Unfortunately, it did not. However, the coolant tank is new for that reason, which is also another common weak point of the vehicle, so it is good that we have done that already. But unfortunately, intermittently, every once in a while, that light will come on. Anytime you have a BMW, it's definitely a good practice just to always keep your eye on that temperature gauge. There's no overheating problems with this vehicle, but with that light not working accurately, typically a lot of the times that would work as an early warning indicator for you to know that you have low coolant, to watch your temperature, or to add coolant to the vehicle. But in this case, since that reading is false, sometimes if you do happen to have low coolant, you may not trust that light and you may continue driving on the vehicle, which could cause damage to the vehicle. So that is one thing I noticed about the vehicle. I did make a quick attempt to try to resolve it. Unfortunately, it did not. I did not look into it any further, but I am advising you of that issue. Also, the last thing I noticed with the vehicle that was undesirable is the power door lock on the driver's door. Locks properly with the power, but does not unlock. I believe that to be a power door lock actuator, which is part of the hinge assembly on that vehicle. I believe my cost on that part was around $180. However, it can easily be opened just with the key and can be locked with the remote. All three other doors work properly for locking and unlocking the driver's door. Locks with the remote, but unlocks manually with the key. You may ask, well, why didn't you fix those things? Well, it's quite simple. Oftentimes when dealing with older vehicles like this one, it comes down to trying to deal with the more urgent mechanical things with the vehicle, making sure that we have a safe and reliable vehicle to give to the public. Oftentimes you cannot address everything, because if you do, you'll have to pretty much squeeze that into your price. And we'd also like to be competitive with as far as price goes and give you a product in which you could be proud of, and so that you don't feel it is overpriced. This vehicle, with those two minor things that I mentioned, is still far nicer than 99.9% of 2001 BMW 3 Series you would see out there. It is something that someone can do on their own. If you would like to commission us to have it done for you, that will also be an option. We can extend to you what our rates would be for parts and labor. We use several different mechanic shops locally who would be able to do the work. And if we have that done for you, it would cost you a fraction of what it would cost on your own. But at the end of the day, folks, we do believe in being upfront and honest with everybody and letting you know everything that we know about the vehicle so that you can make the best decision for yourself. Now, you can find this vehicle, folks, and many others on our website, which is www.directautooutlet.com. You can also phone us directly down here at the lot at any time at area code 916-765-7575. I do want to take this opportunity to thank you for taking the time to look at our video, and we sure do hope to see you down here at the lot very soon. Thank you and have a great day.